Good evening. It is November 12th, 2024. I'd like to convene this meeting of the Board of Water Commissioners. This meeting is being held in person and/or remotely as an alternate means of public access pursuant to Chapter 2 of the Acts of 2023 and all other applicable laws, temporarily amending certain provisions of the open meeting law. You are hereby advised that this meeting and all communications during this meeting may be recorded by the Town of Hingham in accordance with the open meeting law. If any participant wishes to record this meeting, please notify the chair at the start of the meeting in accordance with Mass General Laws, Chapter 38, Section 20F, so that the chair may inform all other participants of said recording. Is there anyone else recording? Seeing none, I note for the record that sitting with me this evening are Commissioners Liz Klein, Bill Ramsey, and myself, Joe Fisher. First item on our agenda is to consider approval of Amendment Number 2 to the agreement with Environmental Partners Group, LLC, to the Strawberry Hill Water Storage Tank and Booster Pumping Station preliminary design. Russ.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
This amendment is brought forth to us after doing some more research up at Strawberry Hill. There is an existing building on the hill that is, used to be right under the old tank. Inside that building is housed police and fire communications equipment. I did a tour of it, and when I walked in the building, I walked back out and told the fire chief, I think we better demolish this, get rid of it, and move your stuff into the new tower underneath it. He agreed. The building is falling apart, it leaks. It's all their communication stuff. It's just not something you want to leave on the site if we're putting up a brand-new tank and building and all that stuff. So with that, we looked at the building itself, and we're pretty confident it has some type of contamination in it. It may have asbestos, so we're going to bring a company in to do an evaluation of the building on how we can demolish it and dispose of it properly so we can get it off the site. In the meantime, we'll also look at how to move all their equipment over. So this is under a little more than what we had budgeted for some of the preliminary design, but there's enough room in the $18 million we're going to borrow to actually get this done, because we haven't really touched that money yet, the money that we're going to borrow. This is still money working from FY23 capital. So it won't even affect the $18 million that we haven't even touched yet.
So just so I'm clear, the costs of disposal, we're not sure what those costs are.
We're not sure what that is.
Right. Okay. Liz, any questions?
Do we have any estimates of what that cost will be?
No.
No.
We're not, until this evaluation is done, we're not going to.
Okay. And when will they start?
They want to get this done over the winter time because it's the best time to do these things. So we're definitely going to get done over the winter time because it's not dry, it's not windy, it's not, we're going to, it's a lot of, they got to drill holes in the roof and they're going to be all hazmated up, so it'll be a little bit of time.
Okay. And how long do we expect it to take?
They told me 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. So the term of the
Do it,
contract
yeah.
is through June, but,
Yeah, because this is added on to the original preliminary design contract, which runs through June of next year.
okay. Got it. Okay, and we're still within budget?
This is going to put us over a little bit, but like I said, this is still money that we had from FY23 capital. So if we do go over, I can roll it into the 18 million that was approved at town meeting.
Okay. And what are the plans for, you said it's equipment for Hull that will be at the new tank?
Yeah, right now, how fire and police have communications like we have at our Turkey Hill tank, and there's other stuff that we have, and they house it up there.
Okay.
So right now, they're on poles and everything, so all their equipment will be moved to the tower, and then their actual,
Okay.
all the servers and everything we put underneath the new tower, because it has a big, giant space under there, so there's plenty of room for us to carve out a piece for
Okay.
the town of Hull Fire and Police.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Russ, I should have asked, is there anyone to your left that you wanted to introduce?
Yes, I do. David, and I don't want to butcher your name, though, I think it's Sequeira?
Yep.
Got it, perfect. David is our new procurement manager. I threw this at him his first day, but I think Dave did a great job trying to figure out what I meant. And I did make a mistake sending it to him, so it was to properly dispose of and demolish the building, not can we?
Right.
But Dave,
Good.
did you meet the board yet?
I have.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, thank you.
Okay, great.
Sorry, Joe.
Bill?
Yeah, thanks, Russ. So I'm assuming, so you said that public safety entities in Hingham do the same thing. They have communications.
We have some
apparatus
on the tower. We have, DPW has stuff on the tower, so anything we have at all of our tanks is open to everybody in the town.
I assume they do that because,
I'm sorry, police and fire in the town.
and they do that because of the height locations?
The height locations.
Strawberry Hill being high, Turkey Hill being high?
Correct.
Okay. And any concerns with the asbestos impacting the water supply or the safety of the water? No? Okay.
And I guess, are there any neighbors who would be concerned by this activity?
We will definitely talk to both on either side, just to do it, but they're gonna make this like, almost like sealed up while they're doing it, so there's gonna be nothing blowing around and things like that, so.
What about noise?
It'll be minimal, because they're just drilling through the roof, it's not a lot of noise. It's not, they're just a couple people in there doing it, so.
Okay.
But we will definitely talk to the two residents on either side, make sure they know where they're working.
Great. Dave, anything you wanted to add?
No, I think Russ did a great job, walking me through and pretty much bringing me up to speed with the project. So I think he did a great job explaining it.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Any members of the public with comments or questions? Tom, was there anything that you wanted to add?
Nope, I'm good, thank you.
Great. Then I am prepared to accept the motion.
I make a motion to authorize the town administrator to sign the agreement with Environmental Partners Group, LLC, for the Strawberry Hill Water Storage Tank and Booster Pumping Station preliminary design in an amount not to exceed $56,400 for a new contract total of $342,600.
Second.
Roll call vote. Liz?
Aye.
Bill?
Aye.
And I'm an aye as well. Approved. Thank you. Next, we'll do the Veolia and Water Superintendent updates. Russ, do you want to start?
Sure. And we'll bring Darren up. Strawberry Hill tank, we just went over a lot of that, but we're continuing with the design of the tank. Hydraulic evaluation, tank site analysis is all done. The preliminary design is being worked on. To date, we've expended about $168,200 just on the preliminary design. It's about a $400,000 budget. So we're about 42% of the budget expended, but we are 50% of the preliminary design done. So we're right on track with how much we spent and how much progress we've been making. The FY25 expenditures that we...
By the way, Russ, this is perfect, because each time I always ask, what's the amount and the percent, and you've got it nailed. This is perfect. Thank you.
I'm all done, I'm gonna go home now.
Okay, keep going.
It only took 4 years. The projected FY25 expenditure of $3.5 million will mostly be expended most in the spring and early next summer before the end of the fiscal year, because that's a lot of construction and drilling and things like that to start, moving the stuff around that site. And the new booster station, which we are working with the town of Hingham to get that sited on the parcel we want to put it on. So we're working with the design. Our service line material survey was something that the DEP and EPA put out, that all towns and all public water supplies had to have a material survey of water services in the town, and by October 14th of this year. We got a grant to do that work. The grant was a great grant to get because it was about $750,000 worth of work to get this done. I can say that it was done very professionally and very nicely. We're actually going to have a map online that you can actually go to your house and see what kind of service you have. Residents will be getting letters by the end of the week, so we are going to do a few postings this week to let residents know they're coming. There are about 4,000 services that we could not identify with all of our records exactly what they have, so we're going to have to work on that over the next year. We had 51 that have galvanized steel services. Galvanized steel can have either a lead liner in it, or if you had lead in the system at one time, it can actually leach into the galvanized steel. So those are on what they call the galvanized steel replacement list, which means over the next few years, we have to replace those, or the resident has to replace them, so we'll work with the residents. We did have 7 quote-unquote lead services in the system. None of them are on the town side, which is from the water main to the shutoff. They're on the owner's side from the shutoff in. We are going to actually call those residents tomorrow, talk to them personally before they get the letter, just so that we can talk to them about how we're going to handle this for them. And we are going to work with those 7 residents right away to get it done, even if it means we help them pay for it, and then they can pay us back over a year or 2, because we really think it's really important to get the lead out of the lines and out of the system, so that we're going to work on with those 7 residents.
Will the lead go back into our system?
No, nope, all set. All it is...
No, given the current situation, if they don't remediate.
Well, if they don't, it's their house themselves, so like we pass our lead and copper rule with no problem, because
okay.
it's a percentage. But those 7 residents are at, I wouldn't say risk, but there is a risk with that lead leaching
Sure.
out.
Okay.
The way we treat our water, we are sequestering everything and we are coating everything. We are doing a great job with not having lead and copper
Right.
leach out of stuff. But these 7 residents, like I said, these are the ones that we identified, and we will replace them. Now, of the 4,000 that were unidentifiable, if we find any more lead ones, we will jump on right on those and get rid of them.
Great.
So we can make sure that's good. We are working with the Hingham IT department, developing a webpage that is going to talk all about this. It'll have links to everything that people need, and they can go down and look at their service themselves, take a picture, load it up to the website, and we'll see what it is, so we can make a determination if it's what kind of material it is. In the event that we cannot determine that by looking at it, we will do a site visit. So this is a big requirement, and we hit it on time, and we're going to continue to hit it on time. Then the last thing is the presentation. We talked about PFAS last time I was here, and about this. So I am working with in-house alternatives. We're going to develop some kind of not webpage, some kind of, I lost my train of thought. We kind of put together a PowerPoint presentation. The PowerPoint presentation will be focused on PFAS and where we're going with it and what it's doing. It'll be focused on this lead line survey, and it'll also be focused on the new tank. So we can get that out to the public sometime in the next couple months.
Perfect. Darren,
Hello,
good to see you.
thank you, nice to be seen. So I don't have a whole lot to add other than an update on our sanitary survey, which we did a great job on the sanitary survey. No violations, no deficiencies. There was only 4 recommendations, which me and Russell are already working on and have already been working on before the sanitary survey was done. So that's really all I have to update with you.
Right.
If anybody has any questions.
Liz, any questions?
Well, thank you both. Appreciate the quick update and the follow-up. I know we've been talking about the PFAS presentation, so thank you for working on that, Russ. As far as the 4 recommendations for the sanitary survey, do we have a timeline on when those will be complete?
So we are currently working on them already.
Great.
One was repairing the original aqua intake,
Oh, right.
which we've already been working on. Pipe painting inside the treatment plant, just as a, because of humidity, the pipes tend to get little surface rust on them. So we already have maintenance guys working on that. They've been
Okay.
working on it. It's just a lot of piping in there. And Free Street 4, there was a request for an upgrade, which we had done already. That's already been done.
Great.
And there was a request for sample taps at the tanks. And so by recommendation, it's just a recommendation. People have different versions of what they call a good sample tap that's exposed to one that's not exposed. So, again, recommendation only.
Okay.
So at the tank, the sample taps were down in the pit. When we first got here, we actually brought them up to the top where there's a hatch. We got them right under the hatch. Now this DEP representative wants them out of the hatch, so we're just gonna put in what we call a sample hydrant. So we've gone progressively up, so we're just gonna do the sample hydrants. As far as the intake goes, it's being looked at now. We're going to the towns to make sure they're all good, on board with it. Then we'll go out to bid, and hopefully that'll get put in the spring.
Great. Thank you.
Bill?
No questions. I just wanted to echo what Liz said. I know a lot of residents are interested in the PFAS presentation, so appreciate you putting that together, Russ, and looking forward to it.
And just make sure residents know that we do put our PFAS results online, so they are there for people to look at. If they have any questions, they can absolutely call, email, whatever. We'll definitely answer their questions about it.
Great, thank you.
Any other questions from members of the public? Are there any comments from members of the public on items not on the agenda? Seeing none, I am prepared to take a motion.
I will make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Roll call vote, Liz.
Aye.
Bill.
Aye.
I'm an aye as well. The Board of Water Commissioners meeting is adjourned.